If you've been scrolling through endless drone spec sheets, watching side-by-side videos, and still feel that knot of doubt about whether the next big purchase will actually live up to the hype, you're not alone. I've been there, staring at a wall of numbers, 6K video, 100 megapixel stills, 51 minutes of airtime, and wondering if any of that will matter once the box is opened. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. In this review, I'm going to break down exactly how the DJI Mavic 4 Pro Flymore combo fits into a real-world workflow, where its price makes sense, and which type of creator should walk away. First off, let's talk about the core promise. A portable pro-grade drone that can capture cinema-level footage while still being small enough to toss in a backpack. The Mavic 4 Pro certainly delivers on the portable cinema claim, but the value comes from how those capabilities translate into everyday shoots. If you're a hobbyist who only flies on the occasional weekend and mainly wants a few Instagram-worthy clips, you'll quickly discover that the extra 100MP sensor and the 6K 60 FPS video are more than you'll ever exploit. On the other hand, if you're a travel videographer, real estate marketer, or a small team documentary crew that needs to move fast and still capture high-resolution detail, the combo starts to feel less like a luxury and more like a practical tool. The most noticeable change from the previous generation is the triple camera system mounted on the Infinity gimbal. Instead of a single wide-angle lens, you now have a standard FOV camera, a telephoto module, and a dedicated low-light fisheye sensor. In practice, this means you can switch from a sweeping landscape to a tight portrait of a subject without swapping hardware or losing stability. I tested the transition on a sunrise shoot over a coastal cliff. While the wide lens captured the horizon in crisp detail, the telephoto snapped the distant lighthouse with enough clarity that I could pull a tight crop in post and still retain the 6K resolution. The low-light fisheye shone when I pivoted to night mode. The 6 high-performance sensors pulled enough light to keep the footage usable even when the ambient glow was just the moon. ActiveTrack 360 and Omnidirectional obstacle avoidance are the other headline features that become meaningful once you put the drone in a cluttered environment. I tried the Mavic 4 Pro in a dense urban alley, where power lines, signage, and passing pedestrians constantly threatened the flight path. The drone's 6 directional sensors detected obstacles it had never seen before and smoothly nudged the flight plan around them, all while keeping the subject locked in the frame. The result was a fluid tracking shot that would have required a second pilot or a handheld gimbal in the past. For anyone who films events, weddings, sports, street festivals, this autonomy cuts down on the need for a dedicated camera operator. Now, let's address the endurance claim. A 51-minute maximum flight time sounds impressive, but real-world usage always trims that number. In my tests with the Flymore Combo's high-capacity battery, a typical 20-minute shoot takeoff, positioning, several takes, and a safe return still left roughly 20% of the battery unused. The extra headroom is valuable when you're filming in remote locations with limited charging options. You can swap to a second battery and keep the day rolling without hunting for a power outlet. That said, the larger battery adds a few ounces to the overall weight, which you'll feel if you're already carrying a camera rig, lenses, and a laptop. The Flymore Combo also includes a 128GB microSD card, a custom-molded backpack, and a landing pad. The card is more than enough for a full day of 6K footage. About 10 minutes of raw 6K at 60 frames per second fills roughly 40 GB, so you won't be forced to swap cards mid-shoot. The backpack is cleverly designed with padded compartments for the drone, controller, 2 batteries, and the accessories, turning what could be a tangle of straps into a single, organized case. The landing pad is a small but thoughtful addition. It protects the gimbal's delicate lenses when you're taking off from gravel or sand, which is a scenario that often catches beginners off guard. So, who should consider spending the premium price tag on this combo? If your workflow relies on high-resolution stills for print, think architecture portfolios, magazine spreads, or detailed product shots, the 100MP sensor will give you flexibility that a 48MP sensor simply can't match. If you frequently shoot in low light or at night, the dedicated fisheye sensor and HDR processing will keep the footage from looking washed out. Finally, if you need a reliable, autonomous tracking system that can navigate complex environments without a second pair of hands, the ActiveTrack 360 plus 360 Avoidance is a game changer. Conversely, if your primary goal is casual aerial footage for social media, or you already own a capable drone that covers 4K at 30 frames per second, the Mavic 4 Pro might feel like overkill. The extra weight of the backpack and extra battery adds bulk, and the price point reflects that professional-grade kit. For someone just getting started, a lower-tier model would provide a gentler learning curve and still deliver impressive results without the steep investment. Let's talk about the